Hello, hello. Hello, one person. Yay! Somebody's here. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Da, 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 da. I have lots of cards for you guys tonight. I have 4 cards, and I'm going to start on them kind of backwards because I have stuff out for the last one first. Anyway. Hello. Up. I lost the person that was waiting for me. Oh, no. I only have a couple announcements, and then I have lots of cards for you tonight. I have 4 cards to do tonight. Okay? Are you ready? We'll give it a minute because I'm a little bit early. Actually, it's only 6:53. So here, I thought it was like 6:57. So we'll have to wait a few minutes. Hi, Cindy. Happy Thursday. How are you doing? Hope you've been well. Hi, Jen. Welcome. You made it. Boy, that's really crooked, isn't it? It doesn't look crooked on my desk, but there we go. I have 4 cards tonight to make. I'm going to start with my last one first just because I have everything out for the last one already. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Brandy, hi. Welcome. Hello, Laura Ann. Corn husks for Quiet Meadow. Well, I think they're leaves. You mean the dies? We're going to do this one second, but these little things, I think they're actually meant to be leaves. That's what I took them for. There's at least 2 of them in here, right? I don't know where you would put them, but that's what I think they are, leaves. And I think you could put them actually on the end of some of these stems, like, for example, I think I used them a while back, but not recently. Like this one and this one, see how they have nothing on the ends? You could either put flowers or you could put these leaves on there. So they're either some kind of wildflower or they're a leaf. I hope that helps. That's my take on it. Yeah, I think that's what they go. I think they go on the ends of these stems as some kind of leaf. And I think I did use them, but a long while back when this first came out. And I'm not using them tonight, sorry. But that's what I think they are. So let me put that back away because that'll be the second card. We're going to use Quiet Meadow. All right. Couple announcements first since we have some people here now. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you, Cindy, for liking and sharing. Okay, Brandy, that's fine. Okay, Jen, I'll be home all day tomorrow as far as I know, or maybe just one little trip out to get some vitamins or something. Anyway, all right, so just a reminder that the Waves of Inspiration bundle and the designer paper, foil paper, and the dots are available now through May 2nd or while supplies last, especially on these items down here. The bundle will carry over to the new annual. And if you missed my 2 on Tuesday, go back and watch it because these are the cards I made with it. Okay, and so that's the first thing. The second thing is we're having a sale. Stampin' Up's having a sale right now. Savings are in bloom starting now through the end of March only. The mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is on sale down from $60 to $48. And then a whole slew of different bundles are on sale. So look up under sales online, but all squared away. Art Gallery, Beauty of Friendship, Celebrate Sunflowers, Garden Wishes, Hydrangea Haven, Pansy Patch, Quiet Meadow, which we're using tonight, Seascape Bundle, which is the only one out of these I don't have, Sweet as a Peach, Welcoming Window, What's Cooking, and Wild Cats. And I am going to try and use these at least once during the month. I don't know if I'll make it, but we'll try. For tonight, we're using Quiet Meadow and then some other stuff. And then also the Paper Pumpkin. If you are interested, sign up by the 10th of March because the kit coming up is going to have 2 stamp sets instead of just 1. And it will make 9 cards in coordinating envelopes. And it's going to coordinate with the New Horizons Suite collection, which is a beautiful scenery paper and stuff. That's in the January to June mini catalog. So if you're not sure what New Horizons looks like, go check that. And it's going to be like watercolor stuff. I don't think this tag really does it justice because, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look like what they're saying. All right, so the first card is not any of those products because I need a card. My oldest granddaughter's having her 4 wisdom teeth pulled tomorrow, which I just found out today. Hi, Nix. So, which nature set? I like Quiet Meadow. I like all nature stuff. So I'm just going to use this grass out of Wildflower Path for this and bringing in an oldie but goodie. This is in the annual catalog. This is in the January to June. And the paper we're going to be using for this is out of the Heart and Home, which is in the January to June. And we're going to use this paper here. So let me show you the card. Let me know if you think a 17-year-old will like that. I don't know. I like Quiet Meadow a lot, but I like almost all the nature things. So anyway, this is what I'm making. So what I did is I brought in just thick basic white, and I cut this piece. Now the Heart and Home papers that go with the one sec. Where'd I put it? The honeybee thing. Hang on. Goes with this Honeybee Home. This is, I think there's 2 sets. So this is another one that's sort of like Quiet Meadow too, because it's got a few things in here that look like that, plus some bees, but I didn't get around to using that tonight. But I did use the paper that goes with it. Now, also, I just want to tell you, the mini catalog goes through June, and this paper has cinnamon cider in it, and it has Misty Moonlight in it, and those colors are retiring at the end of April, so, as far as I know. So if you need things to coordinate with the paper that you might have got from the mini, get them now. All right, so I thought I cut this. Let me check this card base, because either I cut the other paper too short. That's 5 1/2. This should be 5 1/4, but it says it is. So I guess I just am not seeing straight tonight. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is a little stamping. Now, I fussy cut this little turtle out. So I went ahead and fussy cut him, but we're going to color him together. And then also I had a scrap here. I guess it's about the same size. We're going to stamp on this, and we're going to stamp, ouch, 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 ouch. As soon as I find it, let's stamp ouch first, because that's the easiest thing to stamp. Yeah, the upside down turtle. This is a cute stamp set. I'll miss Misty Moonlight too, although if you stamp Night of Navy twice, stamp off, you pretty much get Misty Moonlight. But, when that goes away, the markers go away, the ink goes away, everything goes away. I'll miss it too. I hope I don't know. I think I'll miss Cinnamon Cider even more. And I liked all the in colors that year. Magenta Madness, Bumblebee, Just Jade, Cinnamon Cider, and Misty Moonlight. I like that color green, that Just Jade too. Anyway, so we're using the Tasteful Labels dies, the big one and the little circle. We're going to use this again on another card too, but not the same dies. So the mini machine is on sale, and this would work with the mini. This is crumb cake cardstock. Yeah, but I'm not a good fussy cut. I don't like fussy cutting. But I did it. I did quite a bit of it tonight. You'll see in a little while. All right, let me go and die cut these, and then we'll stamp and do this and color. So this is not a new set, so people have seen it around. I used it a long time ago. And I also got asked to make condolence cards for kitty cats primarily, or pets, from a rescue place. And I'm going to make 10 cards over the weekend. Now that said, I have to go back through my retired sets, but there was something, I thought on this one. One of the stamp sets I'm going to use tonight, I think, has a sentiment that might work. And then the rainbow paper that just retired. And this kitty cat punch, I think, is what I'm going to use. Because, the rainbow bridge, isn't that sad? So I think I'm going to make a couple different styles, but that's going to be one of them. Okay, so these dies were out of the Tasteful Labels. They have a double stitching around them. They're really nice. They're really nice. Now this, I need my scrap paper. We're going to use the grass out of the Wildflower Path, and we're going to stamp tone on tone. And garden green on garden green. And this is about 1 3/4. Yeah, 1 3/4 by 4. You could go up to, I'm going to go up the top first. You could go up to 2, I'd say. I missed a little bit there, but I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to go across the bottom again. And then I'm going to use a non-Stampin' Up tool, but you can use your snips. And I'm just going to go in here and stamp a little bit like that. Give it some background to close up this ink. Put that down here. And I'm going to use fringing scissors. But if you just have snips, just cut little strips and cut. See where that left a line? I'm going to cut down to there because I need something at the bottom to glue it on. I'm just going to do one cut just about to that line. And that gives us, you think, well, why did you even bother stamping? But it gives it a little more color variation and texture to it, to the grass. Oop, that one got stuck in there. There we go. I don't want to fringe my fingers. Be very careful. And that's it. And I just did that because that saves time. All right. So let's color our turtle. I'm going to use, first off, dark crumb cake for the little squares on his back and part of the ridges on his belly thing. The scissors, Hildy, are by American Crafts. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't remember where I got them, but if you just look them up online, fringe scissors, you should be able to find them somewhere. I'm betting you can probably get them on Amazon, but it makes quick work of grass and stuff like that. So this is going to be easy coloring pretty much, guys. Down here we have some little spots. You can use any color you want on your turtle. I tried to make them sort of realistic, and also I used a different green on him so that he wouldn't blend in with the background, because this color is garden green and so is the grass. And another thing you could use is the New Horizons paper with the scenes, right? And that would look really cool with this too. I think that's it for the tan crumb cake tan. And now we're going to use Old Olive light and dark markers. We'll start with dark. I like to start with the dark and then blend it in. Some people do light and then dark. And all I'm going to do is go wherever the shading is, except I want to do that little part inside the shell right there and there with the dark crumb cake, and I just forgot. So I'm going to do these little leggies and around the edge up here with the dark, and right in here there's some dark. So wherever they put the shading there for us already is where I'm putting the dark shading. And also on the bottom of his feet, I guess they're called for turtles. I don't know. You know, like pets, other pets have paws, but I guess turtles, it's just feet, right? And then down here, there's some too. Right in here. And actually, I think I'm just going to go around this upper part in between the part I shaded with crumb cake. I missed some shading there. I'll look up in a second, sorry. And a few little dots along there, and some shading right here. And if I missed any, I can go back and get it after. Okay. All right. Now, let me get that spot of, oops, that's not it. Crumb cake that I missed. And that is going to be right in here where his neck is. And right in here, like the inside of his shell is what I'm doing. A couple spots that show. Do you prefer fussy cutting than color or color? Usually I color then fussy cut, but for time's sake, this one I did that way. But for time's sake, I didn't want to sit here and fussy cut with you all, so I cut it out ahead of time. I stamped it and cut it out ahead of time. But normally I would not do that. I would color it first and then fussy cut. Although, if you're not good at fussy cutting and you shake a lot, you might want to fussy cut first and then color in case you mess up the cutting, right? Then you didn't waste all that time coloring. I'm not usually very shaky unless I'm having a sugar low in the middle of the day or something. So I'm okay with coloring first usually. And this is not hard coloring, so it's not like, you know, it's going to be super hard to do. Very easy, actually. And you can go over where you put the dark and blend it in. Trying to see if I did it the same. I don't know, it somehow looks different. It's okay. I think I used dark and then used light on his legs before. And this, it says light, but it doesn't look, it'll lighten up maybe. I don't know. I hope so. If not, I can use the color lifter and take some color out. And now I'm just going in between the tan parts. And a little there. Right there. Yeah, he definitely looks darker, doesn't he? Huh. That's weird. This says dark. Let's go over the... Maybe because I didn't actually shade with the dark, and I thought I did. We'll just go over those parts again with the dark. Sorry, I'll look up in a minute. That looks a little better. Right, and this one. And then his little claws or toenails or whatever you want to call them, I just did in smoky, no, what did I do them in? I think I did them in gray granite, dark. It's not going to really show up much, but we'll do it. We'll do his little toes. I didn't get that one cut very good, but it's all good. It's going to be hidden by the grass. Okay. All right. Let's see. Yeah, but it's weird. Thank you, Samara. And did I miss anybody else? Okay. Yeah, thanks, Brandy, for letting us know about the fringe scissors. So I'm going to take the... I don't know why that's so dark when I thought... Well, maybe I used the wrong one. But I'm just going to take a little bit and lighten up a few areas here with the color lifter marker that we have. That Stampin' Up! Has. And that'll take a minute, but it'll start to lighten up. Just let it go for a little bit. See, it's starting to lighten up now. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then once that lightens up a little bit, you can actually go over it again with the light if you want to, but I'll just let it go. All right, so now, I don't know what this is supposed to be, but I just like the way it looks. That is the, it's called white, frayed ribbon, but it's sort of a creamy white. And I'm going to put seal on here and just put enough to go across, and then cut it. I don't want to tuck it behind like I usually do because it's a very thick ribbon. So I just don't want to do that. And I also just wanted to break up the green a little bit because there's a lot of green on this card. I don't even know if my granddaughter likes green. She likes teal, or she did. I don't know. She's a teenager, so I don't really know anymore what she likes. So anyway, well, I do know some. Oops, I didn't get that on very good. Luckily, it's pulling up. I didn't get it all the way to the edge. And I do want it all the way to the edge. Okay, now we're just going to take our snips that we only use for ribbon and trims and just trim the edges off. And there we go. We have that. And then I could use seal, but I'm actually going to put tear and tape down here across the bottom of this paper because I want that piece to hold on really good, and this is really strong stuff. You could use Seal Plus if you want, but I personally am not good at using that on thin papers like this. So, and use your bone folder or your back of your scissors or whatever to get that up, and then take your picky tool of some sort or your fingernail if you're like me usually and pull the strip up. And then we're going to carefully put this to the edge. You could even just go like this, hold it still, and then flip it over. No, it doesn't work. It's easier just to put it to the edge and go like that. And that way, all this fringe is loose, but this is tacked down really good. And then we're going to get our little turtle up on dimensionals. I'm going to start a new sheet, actually, I think, if I can get a hold of them. New sheet. Okay, Brandy. Thank you. I have, like I said earlier, I have 4 cards tonight. This was going to be the last one, but I was preparing it kind of late, so I have it out, all the stuff. I'm going to use a mini just right here on this little leg. Okay. And take all these little things off. And then just stick him down in here. Not too far under. You want them to show, you know. And then I'm going to glue this guy down. Or you could use your seal. Or you could use a glue dot. And then I'm going to bump the whole circle up on dimensionals. And then we'll put some bling on. So just ouch, because I know I had my wisdom teeth out. It's not fun, although I was talking with my son about it, and he said he likes that better than getting any drill work done. Because, you know, you're out and you're puppy for a few days. At least you were back when I had mine done. I distinctly remember mine because my daughter was maybe 2, a year and a half or 2. Maybe she had to be 2. Anyway, because she had her little nurse kit. And she was playing nurse, trying to make mommy better. It was cute. But I was miserable the first day or 2. Anyway. All right. And now we're just going to glue this down. And then, let me put this away. We'll stamp on the inside of the card also. And then we'll be done this card. When I used this turtle once before, I did one of those, like a swing. It was like a diamond shape, and he swung in and out. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Okay, so now on the inside, because this is thick, basic white, I don't feel like I need another sheet of paper. I'm going to put this under here to hold it up, but I'm going to just stamp in garden green. I'm going to be brave. And I'm going to stamp, hope you're back on your feet soon. I think this is a cute stamp set for when someone's having surgery, or there's a giraffe with his neck knotted and stuff like that. And what's that thing called that hangs in the tree? A sloth? And a sloth that's got a bandage wrapped around his leg or something. So I thought, well, that wouldn't be appropriate for teeth, but this is. So there, cute card, right? I hope she'll like it. I don't know. I'll probably give her this one. I like the light with the dark better, maybe. I don't know. Oh, we forgot the bling. Okay, so if you have these, I had them in my stuff and I didn't realize they were retired. The matte decorative dots. There's olive green in here and there's a real light one. That would work. But since I figured out that that's retired, I'm going to use the brand new Rhinestone Waves Basic Jewels from that Ocean kit. And this is actually Granny Apple Green, but you know what? It's okay. It looks all right with it. I'm sure there's other greens, or you could take your Rhinestone Basic Jewels, and we don't have a garden green alcohol marker blend, but you could use like Granny Apple Green or Just Jade or something like that. and color those. And that's all I'm going to do to that. So there we go. Card 1 done. If you wanted to, you could also put a little bow on up here or something, but sometimes enough is enough. All right, I can't get this back in. I'll leave it out because I'm actually going to use it on another card, and this I'll put away anyway. I didn't realize these retired. Bad me. So that was Back on Your Feet and Wildflower Path. All right, and now let's switch gears. It was also the Tasteful Labels dies, which we're going to use on the last card, I think. Yeah. So the next card, we are going to use Quiet Meadow. Oh, we're down to 4 people watching. Okay. And here's the card we're going to make. Isn't that pretty? Pretty, pretty. And we're going to use the Fresh Freesia cardstock and ribbon, which is open weave, 3/8 inch. And we're going to use the Pale Papaya 21 to 23 in color jewels. And we're going to use the brushed brass butterflies. We're going to use Quiet Meadow. We're going to use this one. And then some of the die cuts. And Thinking of You. And also this. Yeah. So let's get started. I already have pieces die cut to save time. I do think you can, if you have a skinny enough piece of paper, you can use these on the mini machine. I'm almost positive. And we will need this label die too, because that's what I used for the label. All right, let me put that back down here. And this too, because I already have the stamps out. All right, so the first thing is, what I didn't do is I didn't cut the background paper. I thought I did. Apparently I didn't. All right, so we need the piece to go in the back. And that is off this sheet of paper out of Heart and Home. And on the other side is this. I really thought oh, I know what I did. Okay. Never mind. All right, so I do have to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. And the colors in this are Garden Green, Pale Papaya, and Fresh Freesia, and white. It has sort of a, the paper has sort of a, sort of splotching in the back that almost looks like a linen look. It's kind of pretty. And I could have used this side, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stick with the plan. Okay, so that's the first thing. And we can go ahead and glue that down because I'm not wrapping any. Oh, before I do that, what I did do on this one is I took my Stampin' Right marker out of the Regals and just went around the edge. I don't want to add another layer because it's already thick enough. And I just want to make it pop off the paper just a little more off the Fresh Freesia card base. So we're just going to go around the edge with this, which you've seen me do on other things many times. Okay. Well, maybe you have if you're not new here. You're still here, Jen? Yay! Okay, well, we're back up to 6. Thank you for being with me tonight. Yeah, it is pretty paper. This and the, I think it's the hand penned in the annual catalog, which goes away at the end of April, are both kind of similar, except that this paper pack has the bees in it and stuff. All right, so now this piece, let me move this out of the way. This piece of white is, I want to say, 2 by 2¼ by 4 3/4. And this fresh freesia then is 5 by 2½. Okay. And rather than run this through an embossing folder, what we're going to do is find my scrap paper. We're going to use this piece and do the tone on tone stamping again with fresh freesia on fresh freesia. This just has some nice words and such on it. And I just want to make sure there is a right side up and an upside down. Yes, and it's hard to tell initially but glowing is now, I can see it. I think I did this one time and I had the words all upside down. We're going to cover it up mostly, but it is pretty DSP. And I think the last time I stamped off, and it doesn't matter if it's crooked because like I said, we're going to cover it up most of the way anyway. I'll just tap the ends on spots I didn't get. Okay, and one more there. In fact, I just go like this sometimes just to clean it off a little bit. So that's all we're going to do to that piece. And then on the white, we're going to get Memento Tuxedo Black, which still needs to be re-inked. I've been remiss in doing that. So tomorrow I have to do that. And we're using this big flower on here. When I first did this, I had a sheet of like 4 1/4 by 4 by 5 1/4, but I cut it down now. Once I realized the size I wanted, I cut it down. So hopefully I can get it straight. You can stamp it in whatever color you want, but I liked doing it in Tuxedo Black. Sorry. All right. I have to stand up so I can get it on straight, hopefully. And this is block, I don't remember. Block I. Stampin' Up! Sells a set of blocks if you don't have any clear acrylic blocks. And they're very nice. They're ergonomic, so they don't hurt your hands and fingers and stuff as much, which is important for me because I have a little bit of arthritis. All right. I'm going to just put a little bit of dark pale papaya, maybe, in the centers of these flowers, which will hardly show later, you'll see. But I wanted to. And then we're going to bring in our fresh freesia dark and light. And the dark, same thing as with the turtle. Ugh, I have trouble getting these off sometimes. Push, there we go. Where they have these little lines, I mean, just follow the designs or the stamps and you can pretty much tell where to put shading, right? They make it easy for people like me that don't know much about coloring and shading and stuff. I know a little bit, I remember from school, but way back when, but not a lot. Hi, Clay. Yeah, they are substantial blocks, and I don't know if they still carry it, but they used to have a case to put them in. They might have, I don't know, I haven't looked lately for that. So I'm going to go ahead and do all the darks on all the flowers here, all the dark areas. I have a little bit of coloring tonight. I think the last card we won't have so much coloring. In fact, I don't know that we have any coloring on the last card. We have a little bit on the next one, but not too much. So if there's any of the stamp sets you don't have that are on the sale list, go ahead and get them because they're 20% off for March only. Did I get all those spots? I think so. Now I'm going to use the light, and I am using the nib end. No, I'm not. I want to. Because these are small spaces, some people prefer the brush end with the finer tip, but and that's fine if you can do it that way. In fact, I will probably use that on the stems because they are thin, and I need that really tiny tip for the stems. And we're just going to color those in. A little bit of a circular motion once I get around the edges. Don't go too close to the edge because you'll bleed out beside the edge. You have to get sort of close, but just use your judgment. And if you mess up, you know what? It's okay because it's only paper and a little ink. And although paper is expensive, it's not the most expensive thing on the planet, at least not yet. So it won't hurt to have a little bit in your mess up pile. And I think that's all I'm going to do for the flowers. Did I miss any? I don't think so. And now we're actually going to use Just Jade because we don't have garden green. And the alternative would be maybe Granny Apple Green, but I think Just Jade sort of goes well with the garden green. Soft Succulent might be another one, but I just like the Just Jade. Plus, Just Jade's going to retire, so let's use it while we have it, right? I'm going to try and do some of the leaf shading with the nib end, and then I'll go back and do all the leaves with the and for the light with the brush end. Hopefully. I had a little trouble on the last one down here at the stems, but you know what? We're going to cover that anyway. All right, let me use the light. Actually, yeah, let me use the light. Oh. Brush end. I instinctively go for the nib end because that's what I use the most. And I didn't really even put, oops, I already went out of line. I might need the color lifter. Now, if you want, you could cheat and use the Stampin' right end for those little stems because these are really thin little stems. The other thing you could do is stamp with garden green, but then your flowers are going to have green around the edges, which is okay if that's the look you want. I just don't, for some reason that doesn't usually work out for me when I try that. I don't know why. I hope you're all having a good start to March. It's been relatively uneventful for me, which is okay. I tried to get tickets to a concert last night, but I gave up after the 4th attempt, and then they came on and said, all tickets are sold out. I'm like, huh, well, I was looking forward to it because it's in Las Vegas. But I'm not going now, which is probably a good thing anyway. But I am going to a movie theater on Saturday that is airing a concert. I got tickets for that, so, and it's the same people, so that's good. All right, I'm going to use the color lifter because I have a couple little spots that I went out. But isn't that cute? Cute, cute, pretty, pretty, pretty flowers. I need flowers right now. All right, I have a little spot up here. Take your color lifter and wipe it on your paper before you try and use it. And right here is the worst one. And it's going to look like you're just smearing everything. But definitely wipe it on your paper, because mine has a tendency every now and then to blob. Like a big juicy blob will come out. So I always, as soon as I take the cap off, I dab it off. And I think that's going to be it. And that'll dry better, but let it dry. And if it still looks funny, then dab it again. Okay. So now we're going to glue this onto here. And then we have to stamp our sentiment and die cut it. And I have die cut some other pieces as well. Now you could also color that in pale papaya, because that's a color in the paper. And the thing is, these flowers aren't exactly the same as these, but I don't think it really matters because it's mostly going to be covered up anyway. So that's going to go here. I did go ahead and die cut some of the dies from the Quiet Meadows. I just have this green, garden green stem, a pale papaya piece, and a other piece. And actually, before we do the sentiment, here's what I did. I took the seal and this side. I just put 2 strips of seal down on here. And then I kind of figured out how I wanted these. I kind of wanted the green stem in between the fresh freesia and the pale papaya. Like this, sort of. And then let's flip this over. And you have to kind of make sure that they're not going to go off the side of the paper. Now, if you want one sticking out over here instead, then center this a little more. But I just want it off center and sort of like that. And then you can push it down. And then we're going to bump this up on dimensionals. And actually, I have these pieces here that I'm going to use, because I can use up that sheet. They're the edges, and actually I think this one on the bottom is still a big long edge piece. I kind of went up the sides and cut the rest, but what we can do is use that right like this. And then these are little pieces like a regular dimensional would be. I'm not going to put any where the flowers are because they already have some dimension. But I want a couple around, you know, other places. Okay. Let's take this off. Oops, this guy didn't stick. We'll just stick him back down on there. There. Okay. Oops, I tore it. Should use my picky tool, huh? Did I already get them? Nope, didn't get that one. Okay. So now we have this, and we're going to just put that on here. Over a little bit. And we can finagle these a little bit still. That one just doesn't want to stay. Go like that. I probably hid too much of the fresh freesia one. I mean the pale papaya one. Okay, now let's stamp our sentiment. I have a strip here to do that. We're going to stamp in Garden Green. And we are going to stamp Thinking of You. Yeah, they're pretty. Thank you. Hi, Renee. How are you feeling? Okay. And we don't have too much more to do on this card. Now we're going to die cut. Now I stamped that a little crooked and I don't care. Because as long as I can get this on to make it look like I stamped it straight when I die cut it, I'm happy. And this is just some washi tape I'm putting on. All right, I will turn around and die cut. Or you could use the mini machine because this would fit. Oh, I'm sorry. Yuck. Well, hopefully we can help you feel a little better just to get your mind off of it or something. I don't know. I don't know. All right, so this came out of Quiet Meadows dies too, which I put on the floor. Let me just stick that there for now. You know what? I die cut it crooked. I'm going with it anyway. They get it from me, they'll know. It's a Deb card. The other one's better. This one's better. All right. Now, if you don't have the dies, then, oops, I didn't mean to do that. We need to, I'm going to stick that on my plastic cover of my thing. We need a little glue because this is already bumped up. We just need glue over here, or a glue dot would be fine too. And actually, I don't think I want this one on either. So be careful tearing these off because they're on pretty good. It did tear the paper just a tad. Put a little glue there too. Okay. Now we should be able to do it. I'm going to bump that dimensional, the other one, right up against there. Okay. All right. Now a little bow and some little embellishments, and that should do it on the front. And I just did a little fake bow. Oops. That doesn't want to stick. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I really like this fresh freesia color. The pale papaya is okay, you know, it has a place, like with the peach set and everything, but as far as flowers, I like brighter colors, so I like the pinks and the purples better, and yellows and stuff like that. I'm going to cut this down. I just need a little bow and a glue dot. And we're going to put that right up here at those stems. And you can play with the bow a little more, get it how you want it, but I kind of like it being all wonky-ish. Because it's like me too. Wonky. Like my daughters told me when I was a teenager, she'll probably cringe if she watches this. But I've never let her live it down, but I'm okay with it. She has a problem with me talking about it, but she told me I was weird and strange when she was a teenager. And I'm like, yes, thank you very much. I still am. I'm sure I still am. All right, we're going to put This is a pale papaya color. It's sort of a yellowy orange on here. Out of the 21 to 23 in color jewels. And we'll get a little one. I'm using my snips I shouldn't be using for this. And then we're going to put one of the little ones down over here. And I think then we're going to switch and do the butterflies. These are the brushed brass butterflies in the January to June. I sure hope they carry these over to the new annual. Or at least on the website, because I love them. And I'm just going to use the little ones. I don't know if I can get them off these scissors. There we go. Put one, where did I put one? Over here. Oops. I put it upside down. And one up at the top flower. You could have them flying towards the flower, right? But I had it going sort of up. And I just used 2 of those. Okay. Because it's still an odd number of embellishments. It's 5. And just in case Brandy's still here. And then on the inside, we're just using a piece of 4 by 5 1/4. And on the other one, I didn't put anything. I guess I did. I put a strip of the paper. So I lie. So we're going to do the same thing here. And I'm trying to figure out which way, because the flowers are going every which way. I guess like this. All right. And then that card will be done. Quiet Meadow. And that uses the whole bundle, the dies. And the bundle is 20% off this month only. And if they sell out or something, then I'm sure it's not going to be extended. And let me cut that down just a tad. Okay. Okay. And now let's glue that in. And then our card is done. And then I'll just take a second to clean stuff away off my desk, and then we'll get the next one, the 3rd card. Yes. Actually, my tete-a-tete daffodils are 2 inches up, and my regular daffodils I just noticed today along my back fence are also coming up. So yay. Now that said, it's very possible we have had snow into April, so who knows? Who knows what'll happen, but I'm hoping for spring too, although that means weeds and everything else will be growing too. All right, so I don't know. I guess I actually like how this one on these came out better, but maybe it would be better to have some over here. I don't know, but I like it. I like it. So that's card 2. And let me put this die in with the dies or I'll lose it. And then the next one, we're going to use 2 stamp sets. All right. We are going to use the Home and Garden bundle, which is not on sale. It's in the January to June mini. And we're going to use the dies, some of them out of Plentiful Plants. And we're going to use the coordinating paper called Bloom Where You Are Planted. It's in the annual catalog. This is the papers. But we're going to use this. And then when you flip it over, some of these, this works with a die. This works with a die. And There's a leafy one that works with the die too, but it's not these. It's the one that's sort of off the page. But I think I already cut some out. So here's the card we're going to make. And I think I already have the piece cut. I didn't want it to be a Father's Day card. And I thought, thanks for helping me grow could be given to like somebody you work with, your boss, just somebody that's, like a favorite aunt or anybody that's helped you grow, right? However that growth is, whether it's education or otherwise. Let me move these out of the way. The dies I used are this on the first card. I don't think I got one for the second card because I used the same piece of paper and I fussy cut this and this big flower, and then the leaf in the background I used the die, and this I used the die. And then we had this in the paper, which I just used a circle out of Abstract Beauty, I think, to cut that. So I only used the leaf and this thing for the dies on here. So let me put this stuff away. And then I didn't use the stamps on the Plentiful Plants. I used the paper though. And then Home and Garden, we're going to use the shovel, the hand gloves, and we're actually going to stamp on the inside the little shovel. And this was out of the paper too, but I think I just fussy cut it. It was a piece along the edge, and I have another one, a little bit different one, but we're going to use that one on the inside for this particular card. All right, now you could also add like the ladder in the background or something too. And this is a punch. It is the tailored tag punch. And while I have that in my hand, we need to punch out of this paper. And it doesn't really matter where, because that's just going to be a backing piece on here. You kind of got buried by the ribbon. I don't know if you can see it. I offset it there. And then we're going to need that again once we stamp. And let's see. So, okay, this one would die cut, and this would die cut. Trying to think if I'm gonna need it, because I think where this is, we'll use this, and then we'll just use this big leaf here instead of this one, and we have this one here. So I don't think I'm gonna die cut any more out of this paper. But I do, and I already have a piece cut down to size here. But I do want to die cut one of those out, except I don't have any of that on this paper. See if I do on this one. Yes. So I'm going to take a circle die, and if I can figure out what I do with them, and die cut this. I don't know where those particular circles are, but I have these here, the layering circles. I had the Abstract Beauty ones out. That's like the second smallest layering circle. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut that, and I'll be right back. And I'm right here. And that would work on the mini too, except that you might have to cut the paper down first to fit through the mini, but the die would fit. And how did I come up with that? It's because I had two of those, I think, left on, well, no, 1.5 left on the sheet I fussy cut all these out of. So I didn't actually initially cut into another piece. All right, let me get rid of these for now. Put my circle back and move this out of the way so I have room to work. All right, so this is going to be our background, but let's go ahead and do this first. We're going to actually glue this up here. You like the purple flower card? Yeah, I do too. Oh, thank you. Grandchild. What? Outside in warm sun. Yes. What about grandchild? I have 2 grandchildren. Both girls. One is 17 and one is... let me think. I think she's 9 now. All right. So we're gonna glue this down over here. We have some stamping to do too, the shovel and the gloves and things. But I'm going to go ahead and put what I can down on here. And this one I bumped up, and this one I bumped up. We actually... maybe I'll do it a little differently. I'll go like that this time. And I'll glue this one down and bump this one up. That's what I'll do. And we might have to cut some of the edges off some of these leaves. But that's okay too. All right, I need the mini dimensionals because these leaves, well, I can fit some big ones on too. Right in here and right in here and possibly even there. Yay. I'm actually going to put another big one right here. And then I think a little mini there because I don't want these leaves flopping around, you know. And I'm going to put some here because they will tear. Now that part may stay loose, but I'm going to put one sort of here at the edge. I'm using quite a few because I don't want it to tear. All right. And this one I did fussy cut, so this was another fussy cut thing out of the paper. There's no die for this grouping of plant, if you will. Okay. This is for the inside. Now, we have to stamp. Let's stamp. I need a piece of white. I'm going to need another piece of white for the inside. Okay. So, I need the shovel stamp, which I stamped in Memento Tuxedo Black, which I have misplaced. Here it is. It's under a block. Okay. And we're going to color these and die cut whatever I'm stamping here. Okay, it's easy stamping. And then for the gloves, I actually stamped them in Misty Moonlight because I felt like this could either be for a gentleman, maybe minus the bow, or ladies wear blue gloves too. So it could be for anybody. That was what I was going for. But let me stamp them in Misty Moonlight and then we'll color them in Balmy Blue. And there's a die for those too. And then one more thing. we'll turn our paper and go ahead and stamp the sentiment. And I did that in garden green, which I think I'll do again. I'm using a lot of garden green tonight. That's one of the colors in the paper. Oh, the card for the grandchild, the turtle. Yeah, or this. Yeah, it could be. More like a grandchild to give to a grandmother or mother. Thanks for helping me grow. I'm looking for my sentiment. Here it is. And this, I'm going to try and put right down here. And let's see if I can punch it out and get it straight. I'm going to leave my ink open just in case. Okay. Let's see. That looks straight. I'm looking on the screen. I think that's gonna work. Okay. Now let's color. Now I can put the ink away. Aww. Aww, that's so sweet. There you go. All right, so the colors, let's do the gloves first. I just used Balmy Blue Light because the where they have the lines are already Misty Moonlight and darker. But if you want to use light and dark, you certainly can. You can color them however you want. You can make them pink. You can make them yellow. Actually, most of the garden gloves I've had, except for suede ones, have had fun patterns on them, like flowers and stuff like that. So do them however you would like. You could even, that's an idea, you could even stamp them on a petite floral designer paper and die cut them out of that. So they're colored, and now the shovel is going to be light crumb cake and light and dark smoky slate. And I'm going to do the crumb cake first. You could use dark. I might use dark and light crumb cake. I'm going to do the light first this time. Yeah, I think I'll use light and dark. Oops. And I did go out of the line there, and I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to die cut this anyway. And then if it's still out of the line and not cut off, then I'll maybe use the color lifter again. And I'm not even going to bother, I don't think, blending that in because wood is uneven, right? Wood is uneven. All right, now for the shovels. Now, also in the dies, there's another piece with just the shovel part. And you could cut that out of silver foil if you want. In the new, this is dark smoky slate, by the way. In the new foils, you know, with the oceans thing, there is silver again. I don't know why they took silver out of the main catalog, but, you know, it is what it is. I still have some, so I use it anyway. Some things I feel are staples should remain in the catalog like forever. But I felt that way about the square dies and stuff like that too, and they took them out. There we go. That's our shovel. So now I need the dies. Let me close my glue up for a minute. I'll probably need to reopen it again real soon. Okay. So we have these. Actually, before I die cut, let's see, I need the glue. I'm just going to offset this like this. Maybe, because it doesn't really show up there, maybe I'll do it on the other end this time, down here at the bottom. I think that would be better, having more show at the bottom instead. My glue is getting a little funny. So we're going to just go up a little bit. I actually went over a little bit on the first one, but I think I'm just going to go like that for this one. We'll put it on there later. All right, now let me get the dies. Oh, look, I found the original circle dies I was going to use, the beautiful shapes from the Abstract Beauty. But for this, I need the Home and Garden dies, or I guess they're just called garden dies. And see, here's the extra piece for the shovel. You could die cut that and put foil on top of here or something, but we're just going to do the shovel and the gloves. And there's also a cute ladder, and there's also seed packets here and a little trowel. We're going to stamp the trowel. And also there's extra blades for the snips, whatever you call those things. Loppers, I call them, I guess, for the garden. So you could do them in foil too. So that's pretty cool. I need some washi tape. You like it on the bottom? Yeah, because it was kind of plain here. So I think that'll bring in a little more color towards the bottom there. And the bow was covering it up a little much on there. So let's get this on here good. Am I in frame? Not really. Sorry. Okay. The washi's not on too good. I'm afraid to put it over the image because it might tear the paper. But I didn't really get that on good. When it goes through the press, it pushes it into the paper, and it will tear this. It'll tear any of the papers, even when I do the put it on your skin thing. All right. Does that lined up pretty good? I think so. Let's see. Yep. I'll put that over the handle. And I think that should be enough. All right, I'll be right back. Yeah, exactly. I'm not a gardener. My mother used to be years ago. I love flowers and I love homegrown food. I can't be out in the sun a lot, and when it's the middle of summer, I just can't deal. I get, well, I have had skin cancer in the past, melanoma, so I really have to watch. And also, I just get real faint when it's super hot. I didn't die cut that very good. And this little pink is a piece of the washi from the other die showing there. And I reuse the washi until it tears the paper and sticks to the washi. And then I chuck it because I have a lot of washi tape. All right, let me put the dies back once again. Also, you can put your dies on magnets, but I don't do that until I know I'm keeping a particular set. Like, and also for the ones that are staples, like the circles, rectangles, I do put them on magnet sheets. But I figure I'm probably going to have to sell most of these again. I've been doing more thinking about that lately, so stay tuned. Okay, so let's do our thing here. So what I did on the shovel is I glued down the digging part, and I bumped up the handle a little bit just to make it look like it was, you know, curvy. So I have to use mini dimensionals on here, and I might even have to cut them in half. Yes, I do. So I'm using a mini dimensional, cutting it in half, and putting some right on this part of the handle, hopefully. And the other part usually sticks to my scissors, but didn't. And I think I'm going to cut a different one because that one doesn't feel very sticky. Where'd it go? It's on my finger. Okay. I'm going to put it up here. Okay, and then we'll get the glue that I just closed and open it. And kind of just put this here where I want it, so I know about where to put the shovel. Yeah, oh, scrapbooking. Yeah, I don't do scrapbooking, but yes, anybody that does scrapbooking with a gardener in mind, that's a good, you're right, it is a good one for that. Thank you, Renee. All right, so we're going to kind of put this tucked in under the plant here and go up, and the handle will stick up, but be glued down here. And then we're going to go ahead and bump this up. Huh. Can you believe it's March already? Almost, well, the beginning of March, but it feels like the middle already. Next week, the end of next week is the middle of March already. All right. So we're going to come down so that some of that plant shows. And I'm just going to gently put that on there till I lift this up and see if it looks straight. I think it does. And I had to do that next because the gloves are going to kind of come off of here. So I'm going to put a mini right there. And then we're going to glue the rest because they're going to be kind of on that label. Like this. And then it sort of looks like they're getting ready to grab hold of that shovel, right? Maybe could put another mini. You might be able to sneak one under there. On the other glove too. There we go. Okay. And that is the front except for the decorations and the ribbon. So let's glue this down onto our cinnamon cider card base. This color in the background is actually cinnamon cider. And it is the reverse of the one that you can die cut some of those plants out. From the Plentiful Plants paper in the annual catalog, which I have a ton of paper left. Haven't used it very much, and I should be using it. So that's why I'm doing that. Let's do our inside first, and then we'll come back and do the bow and the embellishments. And on the inside, I need a piece of paper. All right, well, on the inside, I had used 4 by 5 1/4, but we're going to use 3 3/4 by 5. It's all good. And I'll get the little trowel stamp, but we're going to glue this down here in the corner first because I fussy cut it out of that paper. And right down here. I was a fussy cutting mania today, and I don't like fussy cutting at all. All right, now let me figure out what I do with the little trowel. Here it is. And what did I just used Memento again and colored it. Just have it go like down here like this. You could use paper if you want instead. Now I need crumb cake again for the handle part. And I might just get a little bit of dark with that too. You like this? Thank you. Something different, right? And what card is this? Card 3. So we have one more, and then we're back to light and dark smoky slate. I'm using the dark here first. And I'm going to use the dark on this little part here too. And then light. Yeah, I mean, I think you could send this to a friend or something that's helped you through hard times, or, you know, a mentor, anybody, really. And you don't have to use it just for Father's Day. My father is long gone, so I could send it to a, you know, a son-in-law, but my son-in-law really hasn't helped me grow, you know, that kind of thing. So that's why I did it more generic. Okay, so that is the inside. Now let's do the embellishments and the bow. The bow is another little fake bow. This is the Flowers for Every Season ribbon combo pack. It's the Just Jade gingham. It's in the annual, and it comes with these ribbons, a white, the gingham, which is the only part I have left of the original pack, and this Misty Moonlight and white and silver twine. So I'm sure that's probably going to retire because Misty Moonlight and Just Jade are going to retire, as far as I know. So if you want that, which is a really pretty set of ribbons and trims, I would get it now. I had bought it because I liked the Misty Moonlight and this the most. The white's okay, but these were my favorites. And yeah, I get sad sometimes when things retire because you kind of get used to them, you know, but then new things come along too that make it just as much fun. I think that's too big. Yep. I just want to cut that down a little bit. And then we're just going to put that little bow up here. And we're going to stick this pin back in my ribbon so I don't end up with it on the floor and in my feet or something. And then I just stick that on with a glue dot. Okay. And now these are the 2020 to 2022 in color square gems. I don't know why they made squares, actually. I don't care for them as much. And we could either use the Just Jade or the cinnamon cider, and I went with the cinnamon cider, but let's use the Just Jade this time. I think it said when things retired. Oh, sad. Yeah, it is, Jen. Teacher, coach. Exactly. That's right, Brandy. Thank you. That's very sweet. Now, so most of these colors, this is Just Jade. Most of these are like garden green, but there might be some Just Jade in there too. I don't know. These are in 2 sizes. I like putting them like a diamond, you know. So we're going to just scatter a few around here and there. Bring in a little color where none is. And I used 5 of them, I think, because they're going to retire too. And one more, littler one. And over here, right there. Okay. Let's put that down here. And that's our card. I have one more card for you. So far we have these two, and this, which one of those has to get mailed out to my granddaughter tomorrow. So that maybe she'll get it on Saturday and won't be out of it. Oh, his little paws sticking out. I think they're all cute. This is my favorite probably, but they're all a little different, and next one's going to be a little different too. So let me get that. There's stuff spread all over the place here. Alrighty. This one is going to use the paper out of the Heart and Home, but we're going to be using this paper, which is Misty Moonlight. So we're going to use a Misty Moonlight card base, and here's the card we're going to make. Something pretty easy. We're also going to use this cotton ribbon combo pack, 1/8 inch. I love this ribbon. It comes in Misty Moonlight and Petal Pink. It's in the January to June mini catalog on page 43. I haven't used the Petal Pink yet, but and that's pretty close to Pale Papaya. Not quite. It's more pink. But the Misty Moonlight I've used a couple times. Excuse me. We're going to use the Rhinestone Waves Basic Jewels again, because this color here is Night of Navy, which is what this is. And the other side of this is Wood Grain, which is what's behind here, but I stamped on it. So, and I'm using the Tasteful Touches stamp set. It's on page 124 of the annual, and the Tasteful label dies that actually coordinate with it. And I'm using this big die right here. And we just used these, and we used the circles on the turtle card, right? Okay. So this is not a new stamp and die set. It's been around, but the paper is new. It's in the January to June mini. So I did a little more fussy cutting, because this, I don't know if you can see it, was this, and I cut one area down, and then I had a few rough edges on it, but I fussy cut that and cleaned it up this way. So we're going to use this on here, but we're going to actually stamp on this paper with this stamp here. You could stamp with the flowers or even this up here, but I kind of felt like these little loopy things on here sort of matched. Oops. Well, they did till I dropped it. Sort of matched the little loopy things here on the paper. Yeah, that's a stretch, but you know, it is what it is. So I need to get my scrap paper, and I need Misty Moonlight ink. Okay, let me see. I think you used up all your Christmas paper. That's good. Oh, you're halfway done. Okay. Well, I have so much paper. It's ridiculous. All right, I'm looking for, oh, here they are. I put them somewhere safe, and then I didn't remember. I am actually going to stamp off. This hopefully is cut 5 1/4 by 4, my standard usual thing. Yep. And it would be perfectly fine just to go like this, but I just felt like it needed something in the background. So we're just going to stamp off and stamp all over this. I just want a pale blue design, and then the wood grain still shows through. So it's almost like a translucent wallpaper over paneling, if you will. Something like that. And I'm actually going to go over the whole card because, or most of the card, not right over to the edge, but I think that's probably far enough. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So that's what we're doing there. And I'm like, oh, that's too busy, Deb. But you know what? We're going to cover some of it up. We're going to actually heat emboss with clear white embossing powder. So first thing is, let's glue this down. It's over a little wider than this one was, but that's okay. I've never done a glue book. I just don't know. What do you use it for once you're done with it? That's always my question. What do you use it for? I'm one of those people, it has to be practical, except for my art journal, which I really want to get back to too. All right, next thing is we have these doilies. And originally I was thinking, well, this is Misty Moonlight. They come in Misty Moonlight, Cinnamon Cider, and Basic Gray, and they go with the Heart and Home or something. They go with the paper, Heart and Home. So I was going to do that, but I don't know what to do with the sentiment. So actually, we're going to use the white side of it again. I think I might have only used a color side of these once so far. And then we're going to stamp with Versamark. Let me make sure I can get another one of these out of here. Yes. I'm going to actually put the die on there momentarily. And we're going to stamp just saying hello. And then we'll use white embossing powder. And I'm using Night of Navy here because it's a little bit darker than the Misty Moonlight, and I just thought it made it pop a little better. You could do it on Misty Moonlight too, but I just thought it was too much of the same color. Guess it doesn't matter if it's perfectly straight. Don't rock it, just push straight down. And now I'm going to carefully lift this up and get it out of the way. And then, where's my scrap again? Here's my embossing powder. This is the white, and it's about 2 of Stampin' Up's containers worth in here. And I forget now if I think the white is in with the non-metallic set, but don't hold me to that because they have all their embossing powders in like metallic and other. And I can't remember which one off the top of my head is in the white one is in. And I'm just using an old, actually let me tap it like this. I didn't use the powder thing because sometimes on dark colors then I get powder lines around, but it does help to not have as many of these little pieces floating around, which will melt onto the paper. There's like a little bit right there I don't like. And this brush is a little too big to get it there. But I messed up my saying now. I knew that would happen. Okay, I think that's good. Now put the lid back on your embossing powder so you don't melt it into a big blob. Now I'm going to make some noise. Cover your ears. Thank you. That's the whole idea. Good ideas. And that doesn't take long. Now I'm going to let that cool just a second while I wipe my Versamark off my stamp because that gets really sticky. And now I think I can throw this out. All right. Cool it down a little bit and let's figure this out. I do have a few white speckles on there, but it's all right. And boy, my eyes are playing games with me tonight. I guess that's straight enough. It's kind of written kind of crooked too. Oops. But it's all good. I'm going to put another one here. All right, I'm going to turn around and die cut. I'll be right back. The shovel, yes, you're right. Well, it would only do the outline though. So, but you know what, you could use a metallic marker too, but we don't sell those. So that's why they have the extra piece for the shovel to just cut it out of foil. Because when the stamp is just the outline of the shovel, if the stamp filled in the shovel part, it would be good to, see, that's starting to tear the paper. Luckily I caught it before it did a number on it. I'm going to try and peel it up from this side. There we go. All right. Okay. Now, let's get this assembled. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down because I'm not wrapping any ribbon around. I didn't wrap any ribbon around anything tonight. See, the other side is that. So this was the paneling. This was the same design. So when I get the 12 by 12 paper out, I generally cut it down. I cut one 4-inch strip off. So, and then I can get 2 5 1/4 pieces out plus another piece, right? And out of one of those 5 1/4 pieces, I did this and this, and then I have a couple tiny pieces left from that. And then this was another one, and I think I had to cut into it again to get a third one. But there you have it. Now for this, you can put glue in the middle, and then I just take my wet glue. I decided it's just easier to just kind of lightly squeeze and do this, or you can use a sponge. I used to try and carefully put dots. Too tedious. I'm too tired to deal with that. And then put this over here. And then this gets bumped up on dimensionals, and I happen to have 2 that I took off something else, stuck to my chamois cover, and then I need some other ones. Wait, what'd you say? The only book, Crafty Scavenger Hunt. I've never done the only book collab I've ever done was to create a Halloween altered, like a regular book altered, and then we did swaps. I think that was Jan. Anybody remember Jan? I don't think she's been on YouTube for a long time now because her son got real sick there for a while. I don't know what happened with that. Jamie used to be in touch with her a lot. I got a few speckles on there. I normally would worry about it, but it's only paper. We have a drawing halfway done. Okay, so now we're going to tie a regular bow this time. Forgive my inky fingers. I probably didn't leave enough that time. This ties, I say that, this ties so easy and then I mess it up. But it really does tie quite easily. I'm just never doing it as good on camera, right? There we go. Look how nice and smooth and flat and tight that gets. It just ties really nice. And then that, where did I put that? Goes down in this corner, right about here. I think I'll put it. I put it over here. No, I put it right about there. All right, so I need a glue dot. I might trim the ends on that a little bit. And it sticks on really well with a glue dot right under the edge of there. And then we need bling. And we're going to use the navy. No, the navy won't actually, you know what? This is Pacific Point, but I'm going to use whatever this color is. I really am not sure, and they didn't tell us. They just said 6 colors. 3 of them we know, Night of Navy, Pacific Point, and Coastal Cabana, which I think actually might be this one. This is Granny Apple Green. I don't know what this color is, and I don't know what this color is that I'm using, but it's okay. So I used the light one there, but I'm going to go with the Night of Navy elsewhere, because on the lighter part of the card. And put one over here, and then we'll take a small one and put it down here, right? Yeah. Oh, I don't know where I want it. Decisions. So that, what would that be? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need one more. One more small one somewhere, maybe over here. All right. So that is the outside, and then on the inside, we're just doing a piece of the paper left from cutting the third one, I think. On a, I believe this is 4 by 5 1/4. I think it was my last piece that I had pre-cut. So don't forget about our sale, Stampin' Up! Sale. Also, don't forget about Paper Pumpkin. You have till March 10th to sign up for month-to-month subscription. And if you missed out on prepay, which most of you did, in the celebration, that's done now. You can still do prepay, but you don't get a free item because celebration is over for now. There will be another celebration, as far as I know, later in the year, like July, August. So there's our cards. Let's see, we have all these pretties tonight. This one, if anybody is in the US and would like to place an order with me in the month of March and it's under 150, please use this host code GGC2AWEB. Also, I've had a couple orders from people that it just shows as no, like online order, but if I don't know who you are, I can't send you thank yous, and I also can't put you on my catalog mailing list, and that's okay if that's what you want. Thank you for your orders anyway. I'll take them however I can get them, but I just wanted you to be aware of that if you're watching, that if I don't know your name and address, I can't send you anything. Thank you very much, Renee and Brandy. All blue to me, except for the green. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So I know that looks really crooked. Sorry, I'll put them straighter. I was trying to space them so that you could see them. Maybe I'll do it like this. I don't know. I don't want to hide the turtle. What's your favorite one? If you had to pick a favorite. You know, I like them all, so I'm a little biased. I'm a little biased. You love them all. And Brandy says, nice cards. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you so much for the thumbs ups. I appreciate that as well. It has to do with the YouTube algorithm getting noticed, blah, 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 all that good stuff. you know, the usual. The blue one, and then the rest are second. You like the blue one? That sort of has a little bit of a vintage feel, except for the big navy thing in the middle. The way I stamped the background, and even that paper design has a little bit of a vintage feel. Another option instead of that doily would be to put some vellum back there or something in a round or a doily shape. That would be nice too. Or a frosted shimmery paper or something to put in there. You like the third one, this one, the plant? Or let's see, which one was the third one I did? Yeah, the plant. Because I did this first, then this, and then the plant, right? Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was kind of creative. So anyway, I like them all. I normally go for blues too, but I'm drawn to the purple tonight. The fresh freesia. All right, everybody. So Paper Pumpkin sale for the month of March on certain bundles and the mini die cutting machine. A lot of nice bundles are 20% off, though, that are in the annual catalog, so don't miss out on those. I'm sure there's a special thing that comes up on the website about it, or if not, click where it says sale at the top of the screen, and there'll be a couple different things there probably, like clearance rack and March sale or a spring. It's called spring something, spring in bloom sale or something like that. Oh, here. Spring savings are in bloom sale for the month of March. So don't miss out on that for your bundles, stamps and die sets on sale, and the mini die cut machine. And I'm really looking forward to the next Paper Pumpkin with the New Horizons. Going to coordinate with New Horizons, and I still owe the February Paper Pumpkin alternatives. I had hoped to get them sooner, but probably this weekend. After I get my cards, my sympathy cards made for the cat shelter place. You're welcome. Thank you, Renee, for being here despite your rough day and rough time that you've had. Sorry, guys. I'm going to get off of here. Let me type my little thing in. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. And hugs, love, and peace. Oh my goodness, couldn't we use some peace in this world? Rough times going on elsewhere for sure. All right, guys, I'm going to get off of here. Thank you again. Bye for now. And I'll be back on the 5th, which is Saturday, I think, for Case a Card, my Case a Card collab challenge. So be sure to watch on Saturday. Thank you. And thank you, Jen. All right, bye. Bye, everybody.